What's up, everybody? This is Thunder with Thunder Vlogs. Welcome back to what feels like a daily vlog. And today, I have reached the point where I put 3,000 miles on my car, which means I needed an oil change. Now, there's a couple ways I could do it, right? I could do it by taking to a dealership and let the dealership do it. The problem is, the way I drive it is not what is recommended for the kind of oil that they will put in it. See, Toyota recommends it because Subaru recommends it, but they recommend 5.3 quarts of OW20 oil. Problem is, first off, 5.3 quarts does not fulfill the car, and OW20 does not fulfill the needs that I guess the way I drive the car, the OW20 won't be good because of how oil acts whenever it gets hot. Its engines like to run hotter, and then I like to push my car. If you haven't seen yesterday's vlog, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But yeah, so got the car here. I gotta find out where all the lift points are on this car, get it lifted up, put it on jack stands. That is an dirty, muddy, filthy, disgusting oil pan, but we're going to be using it to just get all the oil in it. And yeah, let me just pop this hood because I discovered something I forgot about completely. So first off, if you're doing an oil change on a GR86, first off, be able to find your hood release. But oil filter, boom, right there. What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to take off the oil. I'm going to take off the oil filter, obviously. But if you look down there, there's a pan that protects the whole undercarriage of the car. So I will have to undo this. Cool thing is too with the Subaru, because in case you don't know, this is a Subaru. The location, now I don't know if this is the same with the F824, but the F820s, the location of the oil filter, which that was extremely hot, compared to where the drain plug is on the car, typically it's like right underneath the car, or right underneath where this thing is at. So realistically, if my calculations are correct, if I remove the oil or the protective undercarriage pan or whatever you want to call it, skid plate, whatever, which is this guy down here, we'll be able to see where the drain plug is at. A little quick verification. It's okay. You're not going to be able to see that at all. Let's try it from this side. Where's the sticker at? Oh, it's right there. Okay. Oh, I just locked my car on accident. See if we can get it to focus on that. Come on, focus on that. Boom. So it's kind of hard to tell, but it says that the return for service, aka the oil change date, is 7/23/2026. The mileage is 15,740 miles to do the oil change. But let's just go. Let's go in here. Let's just start this guy up real quick. Boom. 15,369. I bought it at 15,333. So, while I'm cutting that one short, if you know anything about cars, you always want to do it right at 3,000. This puts it right about 3,000 miles. So, realistically, plus I did all that crazy driving yesterday. So, let's go ahead and get this issue solved and get the oil changed. Alright, the two jobs you're going to need, or the two tools you're going to need for this job: 12mm socket with ratchet. You can either find the pry tool, but I'm just going to use a flathead screwdriver. Alright. First one pulled out. Now, with these lift tabs, all I did was take this and these little grooves and twist it and then lift it up from the bottom. That's one down. There's several to go. Okay, scratch everything I just said. I just found the drain plug. Let me show you. Because whoever did this, first off, whoever designed this system, well, never mind. I'm not going to say what I was going to say. But anyway, whoever designed this system, immaculate, perfect, perfection. What you call underneath here, right? Now, we all know about the protective plate here. And you can definitely tell that middle plate right there has probably been put to good use. It's done exactly what it's needed to do. Protect the undercarriage of the car, right? Problem is, or well, I guess not the problem. You want to know what that big hole in the middle does? Drains the oil. Yeah. That's the oil drain right there. If that is not the easiest place, and it's like basically facing straight down. If that is not the easiest place to ever put an oil drain, then I don't know what is. We're going to jack the carb just a little bit more so we can actually get underneath here, slide the oil pan underneath, and start draining the oil. But, yeah. Wow. Good thinking on Subaru's part. That is immaculate. Okay, plates off. 3 penny bolts, all 8mm, but I just used that thing because it was easier. That is your drain bolt right there, 14mm. Before we do that, I'm taking the oil filter off. A couple of ways we can approach this. It's still hot, so I'm gonna grab a towel just so I can grip it. All right, I've got this old dirty microfiber. I'll just take it on there. Should I get it? Should just come off lefty loosey. I'm gonna put my camera down so I can actually undo this. Oh, it's a magnet. Oh, that's why. That's the oil filter removed. I'm gonna clean that off just a little bit. And that will be a mess for another time. Okay. Just as simple as that. Alright. We're still dripping. A lot of fucking oil. I'm gonna grab this. Let's change the angle here. There we go. Now we're good. Oh no. Got the drain plug. Made a mess of the oil on the way. But the show must go on. So, drain plug's on. And all of it around it is clean. So now what we're going to do is we're going to put the first quart of oil in. But while we're doing that, which I got Valvoline 5W30 instead of the OW20, we've actually got to get our new filter, which is this guy right here, this K&N filter right here, and we gotta apparently take all this stuff off, and we gotta seal the bottom. You can't do this with two hands. To seal said bottom, put this right here on this paper towel. Open up your new oil. Dip your finger right there in the oil. Rub it all the way around the outside of this rubber seal that's in here. At that point, now you have a seal. I'll take this up here. Again, oil filter location goes right there, and it should just screw right on. And remember, you don't want to take it too tight. You just want to take it pretty much so where it ain't gonna move. If you do it too tight, then you have an issue where, well, you won't be able to get good pressure up in there. There we go. And one good for last sake. Now my oil filter sits, well, I guess most oil filters don't usually sit here, but mine sits here. My oil cap is actually right here, and it's actually hot for an ungodly amount of reason, but you know, we are going to undo that. Hopefully, maybe. There we go. And I just do it little bits at a time. Usually, the oil location somewhere in the middle of the engine, because this is not a normal engine. It doesn't sit in a normal location. Boom. Oil filter, we're just going to take it and set it right there. We're going to take that quart of oil right here. Way to tell how full it is. Look at the side here. Now, of course, this is a 1 quart. We need 5.5 quarts. So we're just going to, oh, actually, hold on. Forgot. I about made a mess. That's what this guy is for. This, called a funnel, for those of you who don't know. So boom. Set it right there. Grab our oil. Make sure that is actually sitting flat with the hole and not where it's at right now. And pour slowly, so you don't make a mess. Consistent stream is preferred. And just pour until the whole thing is empty. Simply because we're using the first quart. This won't be what we store the rest of the oil in. And yes, I'm not doing any cuts. Some cuts I'm doing just because I need 2 hands to do some of this stuff. Alright. 1 quart, boom. Next quart, or next is the 5 quart. And of course these 5 quarts typically are sealed like this. So boom. Take the big guy, and actually we're going to have to set this somewhere because I'll need 2 hands to support it. Good thing we're on a tripod here. And we're just going to set us right there. Big 5 quart. And again, try not to make a mess, and consistent stream there. Good thing is, this is a 5 quart, which means I know by the end of this, I should have about half a quart. What I also forgot to mention is your drain plug. You're going to want it to be tightened, not too tight. Don't use an impact on it, otherwise you're going to have issues. And yeah. Actually, just for the sake, we'll check where I'm at. A little over 3 quarts. We're going to readjust here. And we're right back to it. That was probably a bit too much, but we should be alright. I'm going to pour it a little bit more at a time, just to speed this process up. Oh, and now there's wind blowing, and I don't want to get oil all over my engine. Okay, just a little over 2. Let's keep going. This is the part where you really want to slow down, because as you start to get lower, it is better to pour a little bit. And of course, if you put too much oil in it, it isn't going to hurt it too much if it's just off by a little bit. But if it's off by a lot, you may have issues. Not guaranteed, but you may have issues. This particular car, if you overfill it, you won't necessarily have no issues, but it may even help you. And you also, looking at this, you want it to be as flat as you can so you actually see where the actual oil's at. There should be 2.5. Almost at 1. That's right at 1. Little bits at a time now because we want it to be down at half. It's about 3/4. And a little bit more. A little bit more. And probably one good splash, just for safe's sake. I'll wipe down this oil here. Keep all your oil on if you have any extra, keep it all at easy access. I forgot this damn thing was hot. Let's take the funnel out. Let's go ahead and put that on. Just set it down in there. Switch to a new side of the paper towel, just make sure it's clean. And screw it on. Okay, hold on. There we go. Boom. The engine bay. Now, no matter what, I don't know what this angle looks like, but it'll be alright. No matter what, locate your dipstick right there. Pull it out. Ignore what it already says. This is a mix between probably old and new oil. So the angle looks a little wonky just because I am holding the camera hand with the hand that's cleaning the end of the dipstick. Make sure your dipstick is going in correctly. I don't think it is. Can't figure it out for whatever reason. There we go. Typically it'll try to fix itself. Alright, and then go one good pull. There's my dipstick. So I get better lighting so you can see. Typically, now it's hard to read some of these dipsticks because some of them have these dots, like as you can see. Some of them have lines, but if you can tell, the proper place of where the oil will go, right in between these two dots. Again, just to prove it to you, let's go ahead, put it in, take it right back out, and boom. Comes right there, just shy of it, but it's good enough. Again, clean it off. At this point, my oil has been changed. What we're going to do, we are going to put that bottom plate back on, hopefully avoiding all this oil. We're then going to clean up everything, including my hands, put the tools back, and we will run the engine just to get the oil cycled through. We'll take it for a quick little spin around the block and then call it a vlog. You almost forgot. So this is the old filter. That's what she looks like, and yes, that is a hole punctured in the side of the oil filter. I did that. If it ever becomes too much and you're too lazy to go get the thing to actually remove it, or get the actual tool to remove that, you can always stick a screwdriver into it and get it undone that way, which is exactly what I did, because again, I'm too lazy to go to the store and actually get one, because apparently I don't have one. Which, now thinking at it, I've either done the towel trick or the screwdriver trick, nothing else. So yeah, that's how it's that. Of course, I kept this towel right here. I went to go grab another towel, put it around the oil filter, stuck the screwdriver, hammered it in about halfway, and then turned it, which is exactly what you want to do, and it will undo, which is exactly how I got this undone. So at that point, like I said, let's go clean up and put the bottom pan back on and call it a day. We are back on the ground, good to go. Yeah. I also forgot to mention, sorry, I was cleaning off my tripod. Forgot to mention that how I just read my oil, probably the wrong way, simply because it was raised up. But other than that, not too bad. I ain't too dirty underneath the hood, and yeah. So that's a cold case closed. And now the other thing I do want to say before we actually start this car up and everything, I'm going to need new brakes here pretty soon. It won't focus on the brakes, it'll focus on my wheel. There we go. It's hard to kind of tell that, but yeah, I'm going to need new brakes sometime soon. Probably about halfway, but that'll be a video for the future. That's just the fronts. PP at the backs, probably about the same. Now, it's kind of hard to tell. I mean, if I do this, it's a little easier to see it, but the gap is super thin. The brakes aren't like crazy, but they're about halfway. I figured they were going to be like that since the beginning, or since before I took the trip yesterday, which isn't, I mean, it wasn't too bad, but like, but yeah, it's still definitely an issue. But that is something that we can fix. But really quickly, start the car up. Let it cycle. Whoa, 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 whoa. Good thing too is, as you see, it's idling high. It's got to cycle through everything, and once it drops RPMs, it will be all good. Just like that. The other thing too, just listening to how the car sounds. Come on. Obviously, these cars are a little bit harder to gauge, like sounds and everything, once you're getting used to them. Because if you hear that, it's kind of loud. The injectors, for whatever reason, on these F824s, they're pretty loud. But nothing's idling weird. And always be good. Got no leaks coming out of there. It's kind of hard to see underneath. So I'm pretty sure we ain't got no leaks coming out of there. But if we do, that hole that exposes where the drain fill or the drain plug cap, or I guess where the drain plug is in general, it'll leak from there. But other than that, she sounds healthy. We're gonna go cycle. We're just gonna go for like a little cruise, get the oil fully through the engine. But as far as that goes, that's all that I have for this vlog, and probably for the next few vlogs, because I don't really have anything planned. I just had a bunch of days in a row where I had something I had to do. I knew pretty much after the trip yesterday that I was probably going to need an oil change, just because it was, it's a lot of traveling, especially 2 days back to back, or I'm traveling about 200 to 300 miles each day. It's pretty typical that I was going to go through it. Plus, I gauged by the amount of times that I filled up, which, if you don't know, my car gets pretty good gas mileage, but my tank is a very, very small tank. On average, I'm probably filling up anywhere between 8 to 10 gallons, getting probably about 275 to 300 miles a gallon, or miles a tank. So after filling up a lot, I realized I was going through a lot of mileage, and I looked at the odometer, and it exposed the truth. Now, the other thing too I got to figure out is how to reset the oil life, because I don't know if this one has a reader on it. If not, it will go off. But I don't know if it does. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll catch you guys in whatever vlog is next. I know this weekend's about to be another crazy weekend, and yeah, stay tuned.